All right, people, Catfish Dave here. It is the first week of October, and a lot of people think of October being fall. It is not fall yet. My water temps here are 76 degrees, air temps around 80, kind of a nice breeze. And this is officially what I call the worst time of year to catch catfish. The reason for that is you get a post-spawn bite where these fish come off the nest, and then after that's over with, they kind of get fed up, and then it just kind of goes dead for a while until colder air starts hitting. These water temps start falling down in the 60s. That re-sparks the bite. These fish know they have to fatten up for winter, and then you get this good bite all over again. So we're in that transition, that kind of low period. I actually went to Chickamauga, however you want to say it, yesterday, and it was a pretty tough bite. Well, all right, y'all. So far, it's slow. I actually ate a whole sandwich and didn't get a bite. That's rare. Usually, you get bit while you're eating. Maybe these fish are up on the flats, even though the ones downriver are in the deep holes. You don't know about these fish. Every time you jump sections of reservoir, something completely different can be going on. So we'll keep pulling deep for a while. Got to give it a shot. But so far, it is not hot. There's a mark on my screen, so there's something down there. I am working my way over towards the ledge now, since we haven't been hit in the center. They have been dropping this lake, which is not good for fishing. It is not actually dropping today. Today it's actually slightly on the rise, but it has been dropping. You can look on the banks and see where the lake's down about 1.5 feet. Either way, I'm going to eat this orange. Keep me from getting the scurvy. I'm going to increase my speed a little bit. Let's go to 0.7 because I don't have a lot of current. Matter of fact, the current is almost dead. That's probably why we're not catching nothing. That's on the bass. That was a bite on the bass. Believe it or not, but he did not hold it. First bite on the bass, imagine that. And it's after I picked my speed up. There's no flow really going on here right now, and that's probably why the bite ain't great. Well, y'all, it's been a while. We're working our way over to the ledge. As a matter of fact, I'm about to get my planer boards caught in this buoy if I don't get way back this way. Now, these fish were really deep downriver. And as I go up to this ledge, we went from 50-something foot to 40 foot at the bottom of this ledge, so. Either way, let's try the bottom of the ledge. It's a different section of reservoir. Let's see if it's any different. I think the biggest thing killing us is the flow in the river is very minimal right now. And there's going to be that certain time of day when it picks up. And I think before that, it's just going to be a tough bite. Don't you get hung up near that thing now. Get off there. You start dragging these ledges and there's all kind of crap on them. Let me see if I can get this thing loose. Spot lock again. That, for whatever reason, that's twice that same planer board's been hung up today. Same one. If it don't come off there, and it don't feel like it is, that means I got to pull all this stuff in. And it don't feel like it's popping loose. I have no idea what's there. It's solid though. Probably went, see here, I'm spot locked, and see the boat go sideways. There's literally no current in this river right now. I mean, it's just like a pond. That's why we're not catching nothing. They're biting good when the water's flowing, and right now it ain't flowing. Come on, man, come off there. Don't make me pull all this crap in. If I gotta pull all this in, I'll start back up on that flat up there. Because there's no current out here anyway. All right, y'all, since we haven't caught anything in, I don't know, a while, let's go up on this flat. We had one bite on that largemouth bass. Let's just go up on this flat. I wouldn't expect him to be up here, but you just never know with fish. Well, all right, y'all, we're coming up on this flat. Water's gonna be around 20-ish foot. There could be some shallower stuff, 15, 16, but a lot of it's gonna be around 20. Let's just see if our luck changes here, because there is no flow in the river right now. Look at there. Look at there. As soon as we got up on the flat, we had a bite. Wasn't no big fish on a skipjack head, but we got bit. Looks like 19 foot of water here. Well, y'all, we've been on the flat a while now. Number of bites, no actual fish, but at least we're getting bites. Oh shoot, that's a fish. That's a fish. That board there is riding this secondary ledge where it's going from like 20 to 16 foot. It's on white bass, and I don't think it's a bad fish either. I'm gonna slow my boat down. Yeah, man, right when I was drinking my water there, on the white bass chunk. I've got a lot of line out because this was set for that 50 foot. But yeah, right on that secondary ledge. I seen it, I figured I'd ride up against it, put one board dead on it, and that's where this one was. Can't tell what we got yet, but bit like a decent fish. Let me slow this boat down a little bit here. We'll slow her down to 0.2. Help assist me. There he is. I seen a tail come up. He's gonna go right in that other one. He's laying in the current there. Get up out of there. Get up out of that board. Keep him high. Keep him high. Don't get in it. Okay, white bass on the flat. He's just spinning in the current. Trying to splash my water up there and get the cap on it. He's done twisted my line all up. Rolled me all up there. There we go. The whole top of that fish's fin is chopped off. That's weird, like somebody cut the top of his fin off. It's not a bad fish. Ain't no little dinky one. You just never know where you're gonna find them. This one was in fairly shallow water. Get up in there. Got my white bass chunk back. Yeah, not a bad fish. It's a shame the sun's got to be right in the camera every time I do this. Yeah, the whole top of his fin has had something done to it there. Right in the corner, got the bait back. Yeah. There it goes. It's just gonna be an old ornery thing. First fish. Not too bad a one. Let go of it there. I'd say we got him about 17 foot deep. And we had to catch that small one. I'm working up into this shallow hump here. Boat is in 15 foot, and I'm gonna drag these boards on either side of this shallow hump because the action seems to be better under 20 feet, but yet where there's some sort of structure. So that's what we're doing. We'll do this for a bit, see what gets to chewing. My boat's in 13 foot now. Ornery old fish. White bass chunk, got it done again. We have been bid on skipjack, so I'm leaving it out there. That is a big channel cat, maybe? Is it? Yep, it's channel cat. And he got my white bass, he sure did. Got it off. Ornery old channel cat. Ornery old channel cat. You just snapped me again, old mean thing. Old mean channel cat. Oh, man! That's a mean channel cat. I'm not grabbing you with my bad thumb. Hold still, we'll put you back in. Check! We got microphone. Is that a fish? No, that's a hang up coming through that 6 foot of water. All right, I knew we would. I knew it could happen. Well, all right, y'all. One blue cat, one channel cat. Still not a hot bite, even on the flat. It is between the post-spawn bite and the fall bite. It typically does get kind of dead this time of year, but we'll keep pressing on. That's on white bass. That's on white bass. On white bass. That's what it's on. And this is a white bass head this time, because when I got hung up over there, I flipped them. It's a white bass bite, y'all. The only 3 fish we have caught are on white bass, so we might as well get the skipjack off there. When I was here a week ago, it was just all white bass. That's the only thing I could catch fish on. And that's the same thing today, so. At least we know this one's a blue catfish, I would assume. Yeah, I kept getting hit on this side, and I'm like, is it because, you know, those fish were on them humps, or was it because they were hitting a white bass chunk? Well, this time we are getting bit on a white bass head. So it's just another white bass bite here on Chickamauga. Skipjack has not caught a fish, so it's been hit a couple times. Has not actually caught a fish. We got the head back. If it keeps that up, we won't get it back. On the white bass. We need to be pulling all white bass. 3 fish on white bass. We are wasting our time with skipjack on Chickamauga. And that's the way it was last time I was here. I think I caught 1 on skipjack last time. I'll just grab him left-handed. Oh yeah. It is a white bass bite again. A white bass bite in shallower water. Last week it was a white bass bite in deeper water. You just never know about these fish. Well, all right, y'all. We caught a few fish on the flat, but overall it was terrible. I have moved back into the channel, hoping this current has picked up some and that we find a bigger fish out here, or find something out here. I'm gonna give it an hour out here and I'm calling it. Is that a bite? That is a bite on the skipjack. You gotta be kidding me. Skipjack's the only thing they're eating all of a sudden. Get out in the channel and all I can catch fish on is a piece of skipjack. Up there, couldn't catch him on skipjack. Now we've only got skipjack on 1 rod out here. And that's all we can catch fish on now. It's the only bites we've had is on the 1 rod that's got skipjack on it. You gotta be kidding me. These are just some weird fish, man. Weird fish. So that's telling me to cut all my skipjack up and put it on. Because it's the only thing that's had a bite once we got out here into the channel. I really did not want to stay late because it's not a good bite. And I was contemplating on going, but here again, if we've only got 1 rod in the water, they're actually going to eat. Because now they've switched over to skipjack. I mean, go figure. It's a fish. That's all I can say on skipjack. You know how much trouble it would be to pull all this in and then rebait everything with skipjack? Hold him up left-handed on skipjack. Can't figure him out today. Either way, I was out there about 5 hours for, I think, 4 catfish. Could not figure out what they wanted to hit. And I could have stayed longer, possibly made a video out of it. I just said, I'm gonna go home early, man. The bite just wasn't on for me. It was a long drive. So we're fishing more local. Watts Bar. I also call it Watts Dinky Bar because you typically catch bigger catfish the farther downriver you go. So we're here. There are catfish here. We're gonna fish it. I've got an assortment of bait, skipjack, white bass, even got a largemouth bass in there. I tried to catch something on that largemouth bass in Chickamauga yesterday. Did not have no luck on it. I got like 1 bite. And I've caught catfish on largemouth bass in Fort Loudon Reservoir before. But I don't feel like fishing Fort Loudon Reservoir because that's the worst lake at the worst time of year. So we're gonna stay off that lake for a while. Maybe when fall rolls around, I'll hit it some. Either way, man, let's see what I got in here. I should have some bait pre-cut from yesterday. There's a little bit, white bass, skipjack. We're gonna pull it all out here. It's a white bass head. Yeah, we're ready to fish. Sure are. I might even put a piece of that largemouth bass on, see if something will eat it in this lake. Just because they didn't hit it good in Chickamauga, however you want to say it, don't mean they won't hit them here. So let's find out if they're going to hit them here. Let's start chunking baits. Let me finish cutting up this skipjack here. I got plenty of skipjack. A little bit of white bass, even some frozen white bass. The bite wasn't good enough to use up this bait. So we're gonna finish up right here. I'll start out putting skipjack on the orange planer boards, white bass on green planer boards, and largemouth bass I'll put on this middle rod going straight out the back. We are starting out at an underwater island. We're gonna go right over the top of this island. It's out here in the middle of the main channel. It's not very deep. Reading 25 foot or so. We'll see how the bite is on this island. If it ain't great, well, we'll hit the channel. See what's out there. I can tell you by Chickamauga yesterday, Chickamauga, however you want to say it, that fish were just kind of scattered. I caught them a little everywhere. So we'll see what's going on here. This is a form of structure that sometimes the fish just pile on it. We'll see if they're piled here today. Don't know if they will be or not. We'll see. Now, one thing to my slight advantage is the fish went on the nest later in Watts Bar than what they did in Chickamauga, however you want to say it. So it might not be quite as dead of a bite in this lake. It's still going to be somewhat close, but we could be a little farther back in time because the way these lakes heated, cooled, and rainfall greatly affected that this year. So Usually Watts bar fish go on the nest before or after they do down there, but it was the total opposite this year. So maybe it won't be that bad of a bite on Watts dinky bar. I ain't been on it in a while. Late afternoon hours, about 3:30, by the time I fought my way through ridiculous Knoxville traffic. It don't matter if it's rush hour. It don't matter if it's lunchtime. It don't matter if you think you're going through it at the best time. It's always a bad time to drive through Knoxville. I hate Knoxville traffic. The people in charge of that, building roads and deciding if we need bigger roads, wider roads, more roads, I believe those people are going to burn in hell for the condition they've got Knoxville traffic in today. Either way, let's lock a board down here. We'll lock a board down there. We'll chunk a bait on this side of the boat. We'll see what's going on today on old Watts dinky bar. Watts dinky bar. Get that one lag. Actually, I need to change that out. I want that one there. Pulling a little slower than I normally would. I may speed the boat up here in a minute. Watching me graph. I am seeing some life on the graph. I don't know what kind of life I'm seeing. There is fish life on top of this island. Every so often I'm passing them. We'll know if it's catfish or not here pretty quick. And I'll fish out here till, I don't know, hour or so before dark. It gets dark early this time of year. All we can do is throw them out there, see what happens. Hope we don't get hung up, which is very possible when you're on structure like this. We got everything deployed except for the back rod. I'm gonna throw a chunk of bass on it just for the sake of doing it. See if anything will chew it. There we go. Might not get a bite on it. Might catch the biggest fish of the day on it. Who knows? See, we're trying to hang up here on this rod. We'll lock this one down. Chunk this one out. That board there is dragging over the side of this island ledge a little bit, so it's acting a little weird there. Trying to hang up some. Get up off there. Let's go ahead and speed this motor up. Watts bar is not known for heavy current. Let's try dragging at a speed of about 0.7 to cover some ground. See, I'm trying to hang up on this one too. There we go. I may have to wear my shades for this video because The sun is very bright. Maybe I'll put my hat on here. But yeah, the way the sun glares on the water, it's hard to see those boards. How much did I speed up here? Because man, it says I'm going almost 0.8. There we go. I'll put the old Huck hat on for now. Try to keep some of the sun off me. We may have to put on the cost too much sunglasses before the day's over. Make sure my shorts is tied up so they don't come off when I'm reeling in fish. I'm sure we'll catch something out here, even if it is the worst time of year. There we go. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm dragging the edge of this island right now with these boards and these boards here. And this bait here is going over the top of the island, so I'll kind of keep this course. We'll try it out. See what's swimming about. While we waiting to get nibbled on here, I'm gonna go ahead and get in my cooler. Stop by the Waggles. Got me some smart water. The reason they call it that is you gotta be smart to pay like $3 and something for a little bit of water in a plastic bottle. Or maybe the people selling the water for $3 and something are the smart ones. I think that's what they meant. I got me an electrolyte right here. And if I have a hard time getting bit, I have my secret weapon here, which is some cheese. Anytime I eat cheese, I always catch fish. If you can't catch fish eating cheese, something is definitely wrong. Is that a bite on the bass? Is that a bite on the bass? It is a bite on the bass, and we're getting bit there too. Is that fish gonna hold? He's just holding that bass. He ain't eating it, just holding it. Couple bites so far. Yeah, we got the old Watt Stinky barfish up here. We're getting bites. So it was skipjack and largemouth that's been hit so far. You know, this white bass is a hit or miss bait. Could be the best thing you could throw, could be the worst thing you could throw. I've got it on there just to see. We may switch over to all skipjack later. I've got it if they don't want the white bass. Yeah, I've got fish action on my screen. And I would like to catch some of them because we are making a fishing video. And I'm getting some bait up around these areas here. That's a second school of, that's thread fins, but it's a lot of them. It's food, they can eat them. Look at that, bass is getting hit again. Yep. They're liking the taste of it, they just ain't big enough to eat it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna break some snacks out. Grab some chicken salad here. Got a little bread here. Got some Triscuits. Sometimes these fish will bite when you're eating other stuff, but cheese will definitely get them. Find me a spoon. We got a spoon down here. Yeah, they're liking that bass, just ain't nothing up here big enough to get it in its mouth. Oh, look. You gonna get this some? Nope. They're just holding it. They're wanting that bass. It just ain't big enough to get it in their mouth. I hope I can keep that on the hook until it finds a better fish. I don't have much of that bass. I used a big chunk of it in Chickamauga. Then I got this tail section. And I got that head, and that's all we got left of it. They haven't touched the white bass. It's one of those weird bites today. Might be a good day to be pulling bluegill, I don't know. So far, I'm not impressed by what's on top of this island. Go ahead and eat some of this cheese. See if that changes our luck. If you don't get nothing eating cheese, it's a bad bite. Look, look, look. Look, you're gonna hold it? You gonna eat it? He thought about it. The stuff on top of the island is not getting the first bite, so that's telling me something. I'm sitting here right at the edge of the ledge of it. Well, all right, y'all, about 40 minutes on this island. Bass has been hit, some smaller fish have hit that one piece of skipjack. Nothing else has been bit, so we know the top part of the island is dead over here. And we know the bite is bad because I ate, there goes the bass, because I ate chicken salad, some Ritz crackers, and what hurts is I ate 2 ounces of Weigel's cheese and did not get a fish while eating the cheese. So you know it's a bad bite if you're not catching fish while you're eating cheese. So we know they're not on this structure. So they're probably wanting deeper water. So we're just gonna pull everything in, move slap dab out in the middle of the river out here, and I can tell you very soon we're probably going to be taking this white bass off because it hasn't had a bite since we've been doing this. So let's pull it in, redeploy, coming back up the channel. Y'all, I may have a small fish on here. I believe I do have a small fish on this one. And he did hit while I was eating the cheese, so either way, this is why I call it Watt's Dinky Bar. Let's get this thing off here and get out in the channel. Yeah, but that's why we call it Watt's Dinky Bar. Oh, Watt's Dinky Bar fish, man. There she is. It's slow out here so far. I figured it would be. It's Watt's Bar, and it's the wrong time of year. The bad time of year. This absolutely blows right here. Absolutely blows. Well, y'all, we're getting less bites in the channel, I can tell you that. Maybe we'll see a bigger fish than the one we got. put a chunk of this largemouth on here. It's better than white bass. White bass has not been bit at all. And I hate to just waste the old largemouth and not use him. He did donate his life for this video. We'll throw out a chunk of largemouth. See if something wants to chew on it. So far it's tougher than what it was on Chickamauga, whatever y'all want to call it. Yeah, man, it's tougher than it was there. I'd already caught some fish there by this time. Well, we have caught one little dinky thing that we didn't even know was on the hook. We got 2 pieces of the old largemouth on there. There's a fish on the bottom there. I have not seen a lot of fish out here. And the bites I am getting, they're pathetic, but I'm just checking these baits because the bite's pathetic. I've got a bait on there. They just want to peck at that headpiece, not eat it. Let's see what this bait looks like. No, this is the headpiece. So they're not wanting the headpiece maybe, I don't know. They're wanting to nibble on that chunk. Oh shoot, that's the bass. That's that piece of bass I put on. That's the piece of bass I put on. Yeah. Cool. We'll take that. I had a feeling about that old largemouth bass. That's why I kept him. These high pressure lakes, they're used to seeing that skipjack, white bass. They ain't seen too much of this largemouth bass. Old high pressure lakes. Yeah. Come on, old fishy. Definitely bigger than what we've caught so far. Probably got my bait off. Come on in here, old fish. See what we got. It's a fish. And my bass is gone, I believe. But we got a fish on it. Biggest fish of today, anyway. All right. At least we caught a fish on the old bass. I'm gonna pick him up left-handed because my right thumb ain't got a nail on it. Heaviest one of today out here on Watch Dinky Bar. Straighten your tail out there, brother. Yeah. It's a tough bite, y'all. Sure is. Eat a few oranges here. Last part of the day. I think that was a fish checking out my planer board. Thought it was a bite for a second. I think some old striper come up and checked that board out. Oh shoot! What do you know? We got one on the skipjack. I can't hardly keep up with him. There we go. He exploded on that bait. It's about time we got one on some skipjack. Yeah, boy. I heard the bite. Didn't see it, I heard it. Aggressive old fish there. Yes, sir. I'm feeling too many tail kicks for him to have much size to him, though. Yeah, he ain't big at all. Ain't big at all. That's why we call it Watch Dinky Bar. Come on up here. Yeah. He hit it like he wanted it. Anyhow. Come on in here, old dinky thing. There's why we call it Watch Dinky Bar. It's a fish. Yeah. Well, y'all, this is about as tough as you'll ever see it on the Tennessee River. It's that transition time of year. It is definitely one of the worst times to fish for catfish. At least around here, there's always fish biting somewhere. Different conditions, different water temperatures. But right here, this time of year, it gets really rough. If I hadn't have brought that largemouth bass with me today, I wouldn't have caught but 2 fish, and the biggest one would have been 2 pounds. So it's pretty tough out here. That's just the way it is. It's time to probably take some road trips until this straightens out and we get onto the fall bite. Either way, this is a video. There was some fish in the video. That makes the fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.